Welcome to the backyard, folks. My name is Cosmo. You're watching Cosmo Can Cook. It's a little warm today, a little sunny, got a little shade though, and we might be cracking one open, but it's 9:30 in the morning, so we'll hold off just a little bit. Today's episode is going to be about birria tacos, and I know I've made one in the past. This one's going to be a little different. It's going to be fast and easy. We're looking at about 3 hours from cutting into this beef to making tacos. So stick around. You don't want to miss this one. So for the meat today, we're going to use this beef chuck pot roast boneless. It's twined, so it is going to separate as soon as we cut it open. But you know what? That's just more seasoning surface area. Not mad at it at all. So slice into this and see what we got. Yeah. Always sweating. Love that feeling. Now that we've got it cleaned off a little bit, see it naturally wants to separate right here, so let it do what it wants to do. Clean right down. Fat is flavor, however this stuff, even what we're gonna do, it's not gonna break down. So take a couple minutes, clean it up, get a much better end result. I am good with that little bit here. All right, so that took about 2.5 minutes. This piece is going to go to burgers. These two we're going to smoke up for our birria tacos. And then we'll get these seasoned up. We're going to stick to what we know works best. Salt, pepper, garlic powder. 2 parts 16 mesh black pepper, 1 part diamond crystal kosher salt, and 1/2 part garlic powder. Nice and generous. Once again, we're using our $19 grill. Got some charcoal snaking over on this side, post oak wood chunks, and a water pan. We're going to take this big piece, stick it right over here, like so, and then we'll tuck up the little guy right next to it. Protect them from overcooking, but still going to get plenty of smoke. So in this pot I have some onion, some tomato, just kind of sweating everything down a little bit. This is going to be the base of our consomme. We're just adding a little bit of flavor to it now, and then we'll impart more flavor once we get these all cooked off and blendered up into a paste, so that way we can add to our beef broth. So we're bubbling away. It smells pretty good, but it's about to smell a lot better. So we're going to go in with some seasonings. First of all, a little bit of ground cumin, nothing wrong with that. Probably about a good tablespoon or so. Remember, this is going to dilute, so you can go a little heavy-handed, just don't get carried away. A little bit of chili powder, probably about 1/2 tablespoon. This stuff is very strong, so go easy with that. Garlic powder, because, well, garlic powder goes good with everything. So just a little sprinkle on there. Starting to get very aromatic. And now the kicker, usually you would put dehydrated peppers in here to rehydrate them, but we're doing a fast and easy version. So we're gonna cheat and use a whole can, it's a small can, of chipotle peppers in adobo sauce. That sauce packs such a punch. So much flavor, just all right in there. Remember, we're gonna blitz this up in a little bit, so don't worry about the chunks at this point. Give it a nice little stir. I'm gonna take this inside, put it in the Vitamix, blend it all up, return it to the pot, add some beef broth, and then we'll be ready to add our meat, seal it up, and pressure cook for about an hour. This is looking perfect. It's got the smoke color I want. This smells absolutely fantastic. I want to just cut it up so that way it'll shred beautifully later. I'll tell you what, if this was a steak, I'd be there right now. I'm gonna try a little piece of this, to be honest with you, because it looks great. It's maximizing all the meat we can use. So in we go with our beef. I've got this simmering away just to keep everything nice and warm. Now to add some major flavor, we're gonna go in with some bone broth. Super flavorful and gelatinous and fatty, and that's what we want because we need some of that fat at the end. All right, so on we go with our lid. Lock it into place. Make sure it's on sealing, not on steam. We're gonna go over to pressure cook. We're gonna go for 1 hour on high pressure. Let's make it an hour, 5 minutes. We just leave it alone and it'll kick on. All right, time to make some birria tacos, and it is also that time because it is so hot out. Ooh, excuse me. First things first, corn tortilla right in our consommé to pick up a little bit of that fat, pick up a little bit of a color. Ripping pan at about medium heat. A little bit of spray oil, tortilla down. Nice and sizzly. Lather, rinse, repeat with the next one. Sneak it in behind. Now we're just gonna let them sit there for about 45 seconds to a minute so they can crisp up. All right, let's flip these over. Beautiful. Down with some of this delicious meat that shredded almost on its own. I helped it with a couple forks, but it's just super tender, very flavorful, can't talk. I did add a little bit of salt in here because that's what it was lacking, and the juice of 1/4 of a lemon right on top to give it a little bit of pop. Next, we're gonna go down with some Oaxaca cheese. It's pronounced Oaxaca, spelled Oaxaca, or something like that. Funny spelling, but great flavor. Now we turn them into tacos. Flip her over, press her down, and then we'll spray it with a little bit of oil, so that way when we flip it, it's nice and crispy on this side too. Nice color, that's what we're looking for. And at this point is where you can sneak in with a little bit of chopped white onion and cilantro. Just peel her open a little bit, a little sprinkle, seal her back up. And I don't recommend doing this with your hands. I, however, found out a way to not burn myself too bad, but don't do it with your hands at home. Always use tongs. we say goodbye to Mike and hello to our tacos. These things came out so stinking good. Birria tacos, fast and easy. Yeah, super easy to make. They look fantastic, and I'm sure they taste fantastic. Let's get in here. As this airplane goes over, I'm gonna dip this taco. That was just so good. A little bit of spice from that chipotle. The warming spices come through. The allspice berries, the cinnamon. Now these can be overpowering flavors, so if you don't like those flavors, feel free to either minimize or take them out completely. Once again, don't forget to add some acid to your consommé. That's a mistake I made, but it just tastes fantastic. The raw onion with the cilantro and the consommé gives it a nice little pop. You have a lot of richness, a lot of creaminess, so it's good to have a little pop in there, a little crunch. But there it is, folks. Birria tacos made in a day, in a morning. Doesn't take that long at all. Most of the time you're just sitting around waiting for the pressure cooker to go. So please try this. Let me know if you do. Tag me on Instagram, Cosmo Can Cook. Follow along on Facebook at Cosmo Can Cook, and consider subscribing if you've made it this far. Don't forget to like, share, post a comment. Love to see what you guys are saying. Thanks for hanging out today. We will catch you next time from the backyard.